welcome home. Make yourself at home. It is your home.
The Red Dead Online experience is one that stretches from moments of patient character management that are barely distinguishable from Red Dead Redemption 2's single-player component to the complete chaos of PvP multiplayer in indiscriminate close-quarters slaughter. As an online environment full of real people, some of whom will invariably be pond scum, Red Dead Online may not be as elegant an experience as the carefully curated single-player world of Red Dead Redemption 2 proper, but the true appeal of Red Dead Online tends to expose itself when facing its unforgiving landscape beside friends. Red Dead Online is a broad beast stuffed with story-driven co-op missions, a seemingly endless array of odd jobs and side quests, plus a growing set of PvP deathmatches and horse races. It's all housed within Red Dead Redemption 2's enormous living world. I've partnered with pals to gun down waves of egg-sucking NPCs on behalf of an angry widow, and I've sat with other random players for hours playing round after round of Texas Hold'em. I've quaffed beers amongst a friendly fight club in a Blackwater bar where nary a single smoke wagon was skinned, and I've been shot in the back while unarmed by lily-livered cowpokes too cowardly to seek out a fair fight elsewhere. I've ridden on my lonesome and as part of a posse, survived a handful of ambushes, hunted anything with a heartbeat, and fished, and fished, and fished. Set just prior to the main story of Arthur and the Vanderling gang, Red Dead Online begins by letting you create a character from scratch. It's not entirely unlike GTA Online's character creator, though only a single character can be created and maintained at this stage. On PS4, I've opted for a broad-shouldered, red-headed woman with a scarred face and a bad attitude, presumably from a lifetime of growing up with a pun for a name. Sorry, HELEN HIGHWATER. On Xbox One, ravishing Rick O'Shea is my boy. He's Irish. Probably. The intro doesn't last too long though, and before you know it, you'll be loose in the open world, free to tackle Red Dead Online in any way you see fit. Want to plow through the story missions and avenge the murder you were framed for? Get cracking. Want to mosey around the countryside taking on jobs from quest-giving NPCs? Go right ahead. Want to spend all your time at the poker table? Deal yourself in. Prefer skulking about in the woods shooting bears and badgers? There's nothing stopping you. Well, nothing except angry bears, I guess. Not quite everything has made the jump from the single-player sandbox, but there's certainly more than enough to keep me occupied every time I log in. Story missions are where the real fun is at. The minor catch is that they must be tackled in co-op, either with friends or via matchmaking. That's not entirely arbitrary, since some missions make you split up to tackle different objectives at once. There are several memorable ones, including surviving an epic siege in the town of Valentine, storming Fort Mercer in iron armor inspired by the Kelly Gang, and robbing a Saint Denis bank and escaping through the streets in an 1898 version of GTA 4's famous heat-inspired three-leaf clover heist. On top of the main story thread, there's also a seemingly bottomless supply of side missions, and those can be played alone if you wish. Red Dead Online features microtransactions based on gold, a second currency within the game that can be slowly accumulated by playing or purchased rapidly for real cash. It's probably slightly insidious that some cosmetic items are restricted to gold-only purchases.
That will require gold to purchase.
But it depends on how much you value your wardrobe. I've changed clothes about once in the past 6 months and couldn't care less about emotes. Gold can be used to bypass level locks on cosmetic stuff, but thankfully not weapons and horses. At any rate, Rockstar's been giving out so much gold for free lately, it's just been sitting idle in my inventory. And for now, at least, I have more in-game money than things I need to buy. I found general griefing down noticeably since the most recent update, thanks in part to the new defensive mode, which makes it impossible for other players to lock onto you and auto-aim, and makes them do less damage. There's also a new ability to press charges, which was pitched by Rockstar as some sort of mechanic to dissuade bad sports from summarily killing other players unprovoked, although I'm not sure it's adequate enough, and I've noted it hasn't stopped people proving they're willing to kill me multiple times, even while I'm in defensive mode.
Goodbye.
At the very least, there certainly should be no XP awarded for killing players in defensive mode. Anything that pushes them out of free roam and into PvP would be fine by me. Red Dead Online's wide selection of PvP modes all function well enough, and I don't mind the territory-based overrun, the battles royale, or the horse racing, but I just don't glean anywhere near the same enjoyment out of PvP that I do from free roam or co-op missions. The big hurdle for me is that the lack of level balancing between high and low level players makes a lot of fights not so fun. What's the point in fighting people with more potent special ammo and fancy perks like bulletproof hats? I just don't have the energy to match that commitment to maxing out overpowered perks, constantly accumulating powerful ammo, and overdosing on special tonics just to be in the same league. I'd rather beat them at the poker table or just disappear and go fishing. But that's the beauty of Red Dead Online. I can opt out of entire portions of it and still have stacks to do because it's so damn big. A much slower paced affair than the madcap GTA Online, Red Dead Online is already loaded with activities and modes and provides a promising foundation for a long-lasting multiplayer experience. The PvP modes have a tendency to frustrate, but the co-op shines, and Red Dead Online is expansive enough that you can ignore entire swathes of it and still have more than enough to keep you occupied. If you haven't dipped in yet, round up some friends and saunter in. It's well worth a visit nowadays. For more on Red Dead Redemption 2, check out the review of the incredible main game itself or our summary of the single-player story. For everything else, stay on IGN.